the 23rd of January 2018. It is indeed a Tuesday. Hopefully you're having a great day, whatever you're doing. Obviously you may not be watching this on Tuesday. You could be watching it on Wednesday and eating your breakfast. So have a good breakfast. Hopefully you're eating something tasty. Anyway, there's a few tasty related stories that we're going to talk about. Some for the forum, some fun ones to end on, and just general kind of interesting ones. A little bit of comic book knowledge as well as a little bit of science. My God, we got it in spades with regards to quality in today's MCOC news. So let's get into the stories. Our first story takes us over to the forum to discuss a problem with regards to parrying a MODOK. There's a few things with regards to, say, the abilities that MODOK has and the way it interacts with parry in the game. And there's a few things that other players are finding incredible frustrations with, but it is a case it is diagnosed somewhat as a problem. On the 15th of January, Kabam Wolf did say that he identified this and at the same time would take it to the development team to take a look at it, so hopefully there would be an update. Kabam Wolf came back to the forum and gave a proper decision with regards to when we'd receive an update, and it is going to be in 17.1. It does seem that there's a lot of things that are going to be changed or kind of improved in 17.1. Obviously, it's a bit disappointing from the get-go that we do see these things, but obviously it's kind of good that it gets resolved fairly swiftly. There's a lot of things which have months that they haven't been dealt with, but still with regards to implementing new champions, I think obviously it's important that they get it right first time or close to first time, a month after, maybe two. So this hopefully means when you're facing off against MODOK that you're not going to experience any of those kind of auto mid block combo things which are then triggering off parry. It can be incredibly frustrating, so fingers crossed for a fix when 17.1 comes around. Our second story is all about the fake image. If you've been following myself as well as Frojo on Twitter, you'll know that we were talking quite extensively about this image that popped up, the one that featured Apocalypse in some sort of way, and obviously we were like, well, a bit unsure about this. He got sent it by an alliance mate, and obviously we don't know where the source is, where this actually came from. But we started debunking it and having a look at things, and it's a really good discussion point because obviously we're doing intense Google image searches, and we came up with one image. This image here has a kind of a similar look towards it. It's got the different things with the mouth, and we're kind of trying to pinpoint the whole design point of it and who got it and how they manipulated it, and it did look like it was a very kind of Photoshop change with regards to the lip being put down level. So it was a case we did debunk it, but it didn't stop there. Marvel Contest of Champions Drukos went a little bit further and he was like, okay, I've got all the images together, and there we go, there's a big smush there of how the image was created. And I want to say, whoever came up with the image, props to you for regards to for doing it, because it did look really good. And obviously, Marvel Contest of Champions could take a little bit of inspiration from that, but at the same time, we got ya. Now back to the forum for this interesting poll that's going around. It's getting a lot of traffic with regards to views, and at the same time the comments are quite good on it as well. But one thing is, it opens up an incredibly interesting talking point with regards to Blade, and in particular weaponry. Should Magneto magnetize based on the fact that blades are theoretically metal? Yes or no, and there's some argument points between it. But the very important thing is now we get into a little bit of comic book history and a little bit of science at the same time. So let's delve into the ins and the outs of it. First of all, the poll says a unanimous yes towards making it a magnetized element with regards to Magneto's relationship with obviously metal and Blade. But again, science intervenes. So Magneto's powers are kind of based on magnetism and a manipulation of ferrous and non-ferrous metals. So now obviously that's a concept that we've got to keep in our minds at the moment with this. But what of Blade's blades? Or Blade's swords, let's just say it's Blade's swords, Blade's katana, whatever. They are made of titanium. Titanium is noted as being incredibly weak when it comes to being magnetized, and there's lots of video online with regards to the way the metal interacts with regards to magnets and stuff like that. So in some ways you could say that it is correct to add it on, but with regards to then you're going into too fine a detail with regards to the extent of it. Well, technically it should be a case that the magnetism should then fade out, or should it be weaker, so therefore it's weaker affecting. And if we get down that territory, then we're just splitting hairs with regards to the game. So it's either a case of they put it on or they don't put it on, and if they put it on, people will complain that the magnetism shouldn't really affect. But at the same time, I don't think a lot of people will care, because Magneto isn't one of the go-to champions in the game. He's certainly not as Omega level mutant as we would have liked when the champion was first entered into the game. And I don't think it really matters which way you come down the line with regards to the argument, if you're for this or kind of against it. The fact is, like I said, if you go yes and it gets put on there, then people will go, well, did it really need to be on that? At the same time, I don't think a lot of of people really would care because the champion isn't that great. And if you're looking for then like logic based on the fact that, well, there are some kind of levels of magnetism that could be then exploited from that particular blade, then they might say, well, okay, Blade decided to use different blades with different type of metal, maybe with a silver composite that overstretches the titanium, so therefore the magnetism is not there. And if we go like this, I think we'll just all go, oh my god, shoot myself now with bringing this whole discussion up. So I don't know what you come on down the line with regards to this, yes or no. Put your thoughts in the forum post and leave it there, please. So we touched on this, I think, close to Christmas time. I think it's one of the last things I posted, or the first thing I posted. I do not know for this year. But the main thing is that we talked about this issues with dexterity, combat in the game, with regards to recovery time. We talked a little bit about heavy attack recoveries, and this is something that is an ongoing issue for players. I've experienced it as well. Like the way that the AI has been responding, especially over the weekend, was kind of erratic, kind of sped up than normal. And I don't know if that's the way with regards to like memory caches and like how that works within the game. I think we've talked about this again, but a lot of people have gone to the forums in the last couple of days to really voice their opinion. This particular forum post has like 12 point something thousand views and too many comments to kind of like mention. But obviously in the last few days, and especially the last couple of days, it's really sped up with regards to the community getting really interactive about problems that they're experiencing. Slower recovery is a real nuisance when it comes to playing, and you can't really kind of structure your battle as well as possible. And you really would like to kind of go, right, well, okay, I can see that point there that they're doing a heavy attack, you're coming away from it, but it's like recovering too fast. I found this fighting a lot of characters that have like a part 2 in their like heavy attacks, or maybe the way that they function, especially like Rocket Raccoon, if you're kind of trying to get back and away from that kind of heavy attack, which is like up and then over. The same thing being like, yeah, okay, I do like I see it, I identify it, I do a dash, or kind of like try to do like a double dash or something like that. I'm always finding that I'm either kind of like doubling away, but I'm not able to get back in as quickly to then apply damage into the enemy. I don't know if anybody else has experienced or anything similar. Go to the forum post and add into this one. As I said, it is growing with regards to the amount of comments with regards to problems that people are experiencing. Some players are pointing this to lag, but others are really kind of pointing it to be this element of the way that the AI is sped up, the enemy AI. Some people have been a little bit rude and have said that, oh yeah, it's down to the players' like playing ability. But the video that we just showed, and as well as some of the videos in this forum post, do really show that. So obviously be very careful with regards to what you put. What you might experience with your kind of device may be different to others, and obviously I would suggest with people, put your device in this forum post. It's one thing that will really help out the developers, because they may go, right, okay, well, it's obviously not running well for certain Android, it's certain builds with regards to iOS, it could be something to do with a particular iPhone, a specific iPad. So put your device in there and obviously let the developers know. And our final story, and to end on a high, I saw this the other day and I thought this was just hilarious. I posted it on Twitter, but obviously letting people know, obviously that don't have Twitter and don't follow me on there, and you should, by the way, you should. But anyway, this was hilarious. So this guy, I'm not sure, like we're calling him Mad Mike, but obviously I think he's Polish. But he got, he was like, I've got to get this 4-star. So he sold his 3-star She-Hulk. Obviously got the 4-star shards that he wanted, and obviously spun out that lovely 4-star crystal and got a She-Hulk for his trouble. This is the laugh out loud moment. That you just kind of go like, oh, no, that is just sod's law. That is got to be the luck. Anyway, so that's been MCC News for the 23rd of January 2018. Obviously have a great day, whatever you're doing. And go to this forum post, go to the links in the description. Every news article I talk about is in the description, except for stuff that's pictures and stuff. But anyway, go into the description and go over to those links and give your support. And obviously say if you've been experiencing problems, because it helps the developer then get sorted, hopefully. Anyway, catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye for now.